It's playoff season in Chicago. Last year's playoffs left a bitter taste as the Steel were upset by Madison in the first round.
I think that the returning guys and all of us that have been here have seen the fortunate side where we're really able to win, and then last year where we lost in our first round. And what you see is how fine that line is.
It's heartbreaking. I mean, you work so hard throughout the year to reach that end goal of succeeding in the playoffs, and obviously we came up short, so heartbreaking for the boys, but I mean, it's a big lesson learned, and hopefully we're taking that lesson and bringing it into this playoffs.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a surprise for some of us, some of the newer players last year, like playoffs hockey compared to the regular season, and I think this year we'll be a lot more prepared for that.
One way to make sure history doesn't repeat itself is to give it a haircut. A dirty haircut.
I love the haircuts. I think it just shows that we're all in this together, and I went to a salon to get my haircut. I didn't trust Livanavage, but yeah, got professionally done.
Well, it wasn't a big change for me because I've been rocking a mullet all season, but Liver, he may have forgot his razor to do my lines today, so it's his fault that I don't have lines.
I think Finner came up with the idea, if I'm not wrong. It's something all the boys are gonna do before playoffs, so we're all closer as one unit, I guess.
I originally got a little bit of a mullet trimmed about 3 weeks ago, and I figured it just grew in a little too much, and I decided why not? We're here for playoffs, so I kind of just went crazy on the side, and it was my billet dad that did it, so why not?
You know, I love it. I think it kind of shows we're all together in this, and I went to Livanavage's barber shop for it as well, which is good, so no, it's awesome.
Yeah, I was definitely an advocate of the mullet movement. I'd be very happy for all the boys to join me with the mullet, so yeah, I don't want to say I started it, but I may have.
The mullet movement is underway, and the Steel even have their own DIY barber, defenseman Jake Livanavage.
It's almost should turn into a business now. I should charge about $10 per haircut, but I'm getting the boys done. I've done about 8 guys so far, so it's going good. All the guys are liking it, and coming into the break, everybody's giving them compliments, so I'm happy with it so far.
Another change the Steel made late in the year was adding rugged blue liner Reid Conn. Conn's physicality adds a new dimension to the Steel and was on full display in an altercation that changed the energy down the stretch for the Steel.
I mean, in Youngstown, there was no energy in the building, so I mean, it's definitely something for us to get the team energy, and yeah, as you saw, we want to put in 2 goals in the next 2 minutes or something, so I thought it was kind of just, it was a good idea to step in there, and then that's a part of my game that I can definitely use.
The Steel would match up with the Dubuque Fighting Saints in the first round of the playoffs, an opponent not to be taken lightly.
Dubuque, obviously they're a good team. They've given us their fair share this year. We don't have the best record against them.
They're a good team. They've given us some good games this year, and I think at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to who wants it more, and I'm pretty confident with our group we have right here.
They got a great power play with a lot of skilled guys, but I think we're ready this week in practice, and you know, I think we're ready to play them.
They're big, they like to play hard, they're pretty fast, and they try to get us off our game by hitting us, but I think in the playoffs when we play our game, I don't think we'll have a problem with them.
If the Steel needed some playoff insight, they need look no further than Steel alum, Hobey Baker winner and Clark Cup champion Adam Fantilli.
Back to Fantilli, shot, goal!
Who was back at Fox Valley Ice Arena to practice with the guys. Proof that you can take the boy out of the Steel, but you can't take the Steel out of the boy.
I think it's a lot of fun having Adam Fantilli back. I think for us, one of the things that we're most proud of is the lasting relationships with our guys. And yeah, he's back here getting ready for an exciting time, but also he came to a bunch of our games this year. We see these guys kind of throughout the season. They keep in touch. Our phones as a staff and players, we're getting texts from former players just congratulating us and following along. And so it's awesome having Adam here. I think one of the coolest parts about the Steel is the network, the legacy, and the connections that these guys have for life.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see guys come back just because it's kind of like you don't forget where you came from, and it's just cool to see all the alumni come back.
Kind of shows that we're kind of a family here, and you know, when you leave this place, you kind of always want to come back and you know, see the coaches, see the boys again. So I think it's just a great spot.
That goes to show how great the program is, that those guys want to come back. So it's definitely something cool to see and learning from those guys because they're at the next level. It's just that's awesome too. So
Fantilli believes the Steel's unique culture and focus on development played an instrumental role in his All-American freshman season at the University of Michigan.
It helped me mature as a person quite a bit. Living in a billet house, coming to the rink here every day, kind of managing your own schedule, kind of prepared me for that life outside of hockey at Michigan. And then on the ice, obviously what they do here speaks for itself. The way that they were able to prepare myself and a lot of the other guys that went in this year, and a lot of the guys were Rookie of the Years in their respective leagues. You got Lipkin, you got Joe Miller, you got Jackson Blake. That all speaks for itself, and what they've been able to accomplish with this team this year is going to carry over to their team next year as well.
The Steel would start the playoffs without a key piece, USHL Rookie of the Year Macklin Celebrini, who was representing Team Canada in the U18 World Championships.
It would be great to have him here for sure, and we'll get him back for that third round, but I think just the way the guys have stepped up with him being gone is great.
Yeah, obviously Mac's a fantastic player and person. He brings so much to this team, and we're very fortunate to have him. But when he's gone, I mean, the coaching staff's done a great job with everybody here. So I don't think it's a big hole for us. I think we're all going to step up, and it should be okay.
It's a team, and I think the guys know that. We're very connected, and would we like to have Macklin, arguably the best player in the league, of course, but we have tons of amazing players, tons of arguably best players in the league. And so for us, it's just playing Steel hockey, playing it as a unit, and we'll be just fine.
If Celibrini is peanut butter, Jaden Peron is jelly, and no one will miss his line mate more.
It's definitely very different at home. I'm a little lonely at the dinners without him, but and obviously at the rink, he's such a big personality and such a good player that you notice him every practice, and without him here, it's a huge piece of our team that's gone.
Turns out just a jelly sandwich is pretty delicious too. As the Steel would open the Eastern Conference semifinals with a 3-1 victory over Dubuque, behind a Jaden Peron hat trick and a stellar performance in net from Christian Manns, turning away 30 of 31 Fighting Saints shots. Where there's smoke, there's fire. On Sunday, the Steel would run it back, treating the fans to some fire wagon hockey.
2-on-1, Chuck, across, Johnson scores!
It was a back-and-forth game until Quinn Finley scored on a breakaway late in the third to advance the Steel to the Eastern Conference Final.
Quinn Finley!
Playoff runs are filled with mantras, but this Steel team knows there is only one team that matters, the one staring back at them in the mirror. If the Steel did need a motto for a long playoff run, they may have already found it. Business up front, party in the back. Sounds about right.